Donald Rumsfeld Fast Facts. Here's a look at the life of former U.S. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld. Personal birth date: July 9, 1932. Birthplace: Chicago, Illinois. Birth name: Donald Harold Rumsfeld. Father: George Donald Rumsfeld, a real estate salesman. Mother: Jeannette, Huster, Rumsfeld. Marriage: Joyce, Pierson, Rumsfeld, 1954. Present children: Nick, Marcy and Valerie. Education: Princeton University, B.A. in Political Science, 1954. Military service: U.S. Navy pilot and flight instructor, 1954 to 1957, U.S. Navy Reserves, 1957 to 1989, retired as a captain. Other facts: Rumsfeld has won the Presidential Medal of Freedom, 1977, and the Woodrow Wilson Award from Princeton University, 1985. Was captain of the football and wrestling teams at Princeton. Timeline: 1957 to 1959. Administrative assistant to Ohio Congressman David Dennison. 1959 joins the staff of Michigan Congressman Robert Griffin. 1960 to 1962 works at investment banking company A.G. Becker in Chicago. 1962 is elected to the House of Representatives from Illinois' 13th District. During Rumsfeld's years in Congress, he supports the war in Vietnam and the 1964 Civil Rights Act, while opposing many of President Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society programs. 1964, 1966 and 1968 is re-elected to the House. 1969 is appointed Director of the Office of Economic Opportunity by President Richard Nixon. 1971 to 1972 Counselor to President Nixon and Director of the Economic Stabilization Program. 1973 to 1974, Ambassador to NATO. 1974 to 1975 Chief of Staff for President Gerald Ford. 1975 to 1977 Secretary of Defense under President Ford. 1977 to 1985 returns to private life as President and CEO of G.D. Sirlin Company, a pharmaceutical firm. 1983 visits the Middle East on a diplomatic mission as a special representative of President Ronald Reagan. 1985 is appointed senior advisor to William Blair & Company, an investment bank based in Chicago. 1990 to 1993 CEO of General Instrument Corporation. 1996 economic advisor and national chairman for the presidential campaign of Bob Dole. 1997 is named chairman of the board of Gilead Sciences. 1998 chairs the bipartisan commission to assess the ballistic missile threat to the United States. December 28, 2000 nominated by President-elect George W. Bush as Secretary of Defense. January 20, 2001 Rumsfeld becomes the Secretary of Defense. At the time, he is the oldest person appointed as Defense Secretary. When Rumsfeld served as Secretary of Defense in the Ford administration, he was the youngest person to hold that post. March 23, 2004, Rumsfeld testifies before the 9/11 Commission. May 2004 makes a surprise trip to Iraq. Visits Abu Ghraib prison in the wake of a detainee abuse scandal. November 8, 2006 President Bush announces that Rumsfeld is stepping down and will be replaced by Robert Gates. September 7, 2007 The Hoover Institution, a conservative think tank at Stanford University, announces that Rumsfeld has been appointed as a distinguished visiting fellow. The move draws criticism from the school's faculty, staff, students and alumni. Thousands sign an online petition objecting to the appointment. December 11, 2008, a Senate Armed Forces Committee report on detainee treatment is released. The committee concludes that Rumsfeld's authorization of harsh interrogation techniques at the detention center in Guantanamo Bay directly caused the abuse of prisoners there. February 2011 Rumsfeld's book, Known and Unknown, a memoir, is published. August 29, 2013, The Unknown Known, Errol Morris's documentary about Rumsfeld, premieres at the Telluride Film Festival. June 6, 2015 The Times of London publishes an article, Bush was wrong on Iraq, says Rumsfeld. In the story, Rumsfeld says he had doubts about the viability of establishing a democracy in Iraq. Days later, Rumsfeld tells CNN that his remarks do not contradict his previous statements defending the decision to invade Iraq. January 2016 Churchill Solitaire, a mobile app Rumsfeld helped develop, is released. The app is free, but a portion of the proceeds from the sale of upgrades and features benefit charitable causes that support wounded military veterans and their families, and that advance the legacy and heritage of Winston Churchill. January 24, 2018. George Washington University's National Security Archive releases the first installment of an estimated 59,000 pages of short memos, nicknamed snowflakes, from when Rumsfeld served as Defense Secretary under Bush. May 2018. Rumsfeld's book, When the Center Held Gerald Ford and the Rescue of the American Presidency, is published. December 25, 2018. The movie titled Vice, starring Steve Carell as Rumsfeld, opens in U.S. theaters. Click subscribe to receive the latest news.